My world collapsed when my wife betrayed me with her ex just 2 weeks after our wedding. Now she's pleading to reconcile, but my words at the airport left her in tears. I'm speechless. I'm a 30-year-old structural engineer, crafting towering skyscrapers and vast commercial complexes. My life unraveled just 14 days after marrying Emily, a 28-year-old wildlife veterinarian. 2 weeks. We hadn't even sorted through our wedding gifts when she broke my trust. Our story began 3 years ago at a construction site I was managing. An injured owl needed rescue, and Emily arrived from the local wildlife sanctuary, boots caked in mud, hair wild, but handling the bird with precision and compassion. Amid the chaos of hard hats, she stood out, poised yet tender. We struck up a conversation, and since she was new to the city, I offered to be her guide. It sounds cliché, but she agreed. That led to dinners, dates, and soon, 3 years of what felt like a flawless relationship. We had minor spats over who'd handle dishes during my late work nights, but nothing major. Emily supported my demanding career, and I championed her dedication to saving every injured animal within a 50-mile radius. Our apartment often resembled a menagerie. Once, a one-eyed possum took over our spare bathroom for a week. We shared dreams of kids, a house in the suburbs, and naturally dogs given her job. We even connected over our mutual dislike of parsley and late-night true crime marathons. In hindsight, maybe it was too idyllic. The wedding was Emily's masterpiece, an extravagant vineyard celebration that emptied a year's savings. Her father, Mark, a grizzled ex-Marine with ink sprawling across his arms, got emotional escorting her down the aisle. My college buddies, including my best friend Liam from Dubai, flew in. Liam voiced some doubts about Emily, but I brushed him off. Love clouds your judgment, doesn't it? The ceremony was breathtaking. Flowers, music, bespoke wine from a vineyard we'd toured. Emily obsessed over every detail, even hiring an artist for the table settings. My mom said it was the most beautiful wedding she'd attended, though now I wonder if she was just being kind. The reception was electric. A live band kept the dance floor alive, and Emily's Australian cousin started a drinking game that left half the guests reeling. During our first dance, I felt like the luckiest man alive. Our Maldives honeymoon, funded by months of overtime, was everything Emily envisioned. We came back buzzing, playfully calling each other husband and wife, like kids with a shiny new toy. We even discussed starting a family soon. Then, 2 weeks later, it all fell apart. Emily grew distant, secretive. She was glued to her phone, hiding the screen when I walked in. She'd always scolded me for checking work emails at dinner, but now she was the one texting nonstop. I thought she was planning something sweet. Then came the late nights at the wildlife sanctuary, supposedly for urgent cases like an injured falcon. But her explanations didn't hold up. She mentioned staying late for a badger, but the sanctuary's social media showed it had been released that morning. I ignored the red flags, consumed by a massive 50-story project for a medical center expansion. Ironically, at Ryan's hospital, enter Chloe, Emily's 32-year-old co-worker and chaos incarnate. Divorced twice, always with a new boyfriend, Chloe was trouble. Her social media screamed drama. If you can't handle my chaos, you don't deserve my calm. She worked the sanctuary's front desk and never warmed to me, likely because I'd ignored her flirtations when I met Emily. I caught her murmuring to Emily, saying things like, "You deserve to follow your heart." They'd go quiet when I approached. Chloe was sowing doubts, and I was too oblivious to notice. The truth hit one morning in my home office. I'd been up since 5 a.m., grappling with structural designs, when Emily, still in pajamas at 11 a.m., walked in and burst into tears. I thought someone had passed away. Number Chloe had urged her to reconnect with her ex, Ryan, her college boyfriend of 4 years, who'd left for a medical mission abroad. Now a trauma surgeon back in town, he'd been texting Emily for weeks, saying he regretted abandoning her. Instead of cutting him off, Emily was conflicted, saying she needed to explore her feelings to be certain about our marriage. Our marriage, barely 2 weeks old, with thank you cards still unsent. I let out a bitter laugh, the kind you choke on when reality feels absurd. Emily stared at me like I was unhinged. Then I did something unexpected even to myself. I opened my laptop, searched for divorce attorneys, and started dialing them in front of her. She freaked out, insisting she just needed time, not a divorce. I told her to leave my house, not my proudest moment, but I was exhausted and enraged. She argued I was overreacting, that Ryan was her first love, and she'd always wonder what if without closure. Chloe had filled her head with this garbage about needing to resolve old feelings. I pulled up our wedding video, made her watch her vows, and asked if she'd been dishonest then or was being dishonest now. She went quiet. Then she suggested couples therapy, as if that would fix her wanting to reconnect with her ex. She admitted she'd already packed bags to stay with Ryan, who'd just finished a 36-hour shift at the hospital. She'd been moving things to his place while I was buried in work. I started dividing our unopened wedding gifts into piles, hers and mine, like a spiteful child. I called Liam, who booked a flight from Dubai. Emily called me theatrical for involving him, but I reminded her she'd dragged her ex and toxic friend into our marriage. The next hours were a blur. Emily oscillated between sobbing, defending herself, and accusing me of being unsupportive. She claimed she still loved me, that I'd always be important. I gave her an ultimatum: cut Ryan off entirely, or we're done. She complained it was too rigid. That's when I knew it was over. I told her to leave and never return. She tried to embrace me. I walked away. The sound of her car leaving our driveway, carrying away our shared dreams, still lingers. I got drunk with Liam that night, deleted my social media, and called in sick to work for the first time in years. The next morning, someone banged on my door. I thought it was Emily, but it was Mark, her dad, looking like he could snap me in half. I braced for a confrontation, but he just said, "My daughter's an idiot. Got coffee?" Over coffee and bourbon, he revealed he'd never liked Ryan, who'd cheated on Emily in college, a secret she didn't know. Mark even suggested a divorce lawyer he'd used for a business matter and offered to send his security buddies to talk to Ryan. I passed, but it was tempting. Work was supportive. My boss, who'd faced a similar betrayal, gave me 2 weeks off. Sorting our shared life was agonizing. Wedding gifts, cards, our marriage license glaring at me. Emily's brother, Jacob, a junior engineer at my firm, stopped by to collect her things. He said she was living with Ryan, posting vague social media quotes about finding her path. Her mom supported her, preaching forgiveness, while Mark and Jacob backed me, sparking family drama. Chloe spread rumors at the sanctuary, painting me as a workaholic who ignored Emily. Some mutual friends we considered close cut me off online. Karma stirred. My hospital project? Ryan worked there. I informed my boss of the conflict and he reassigned it, causing delays that frustrated Ryan. Untangling our finances was a nightmare. We'd just combined accounts. Thankfully, my condo was in my name. Emily left voicemails about staying friends. I ignored them. Mark kept me updated. Emily and Ryan were playing happy couple, but Jacob found texts proving they'd been in touch before our wedding. I threw myself into work, and my skyscraper design saved millions, earning me a promotion. Emily's illusion shattered. Ryan was a mess, leaving medical gear everywhere and partying like a college kid. Chloe, the instigator, had been flirting with Ryan behind Emily's back, resentful I'd picked Emily years ago. Karen, Emily's mentor at the sanctuary, filled me in. She'd seen my sacrifices for the wedding and was appalled by Emily's deceit. She shared a screenshot of Emily crying over Ryan forgetting their 1-month milestone. Jacob said Emily looked wretched, surrounded by luxury clothes Ryan bought her. A headhunter offered me a 7-figure, 2-year eco-skyscraper project in Singapore. I accepted. When Emily heard, she showed up at my office, frantic, begging me not to go. I told her it was her burden now. Ryan was furious, jealous she'd contacted me. Ironic, given his pre-wedding texts. Then Steve, the new project manager, sent photos of Ryan and Chloe getting too close during meetings. Emily found Chloe's drunken texts to Ryan's secret second phone during a birthday dinner she'd painstakingly prepared. She stormed out, called me at midnight, sobbing about her mistake. I let it go to voicemail and forwarded it to my lawyer. The sanctuary imploded when Emily and Chloe had a public shouting match. Ryan tried to downplay it, but Chloe threw Emily's affair back in her face. Security intervened, both were disciplined, and Emily moved back with her parents, quit her job, and started therapy. Chloe was fired, ending up at a sketchy zoo. Ryan proposed to a pediatric nurse 2 months later. My firm hosted a farewell party at a rooftop bar. Emily crashed it, wearing the dress from our first date, hoping for a cinematic reconciliation. Security stopped her. She screamed about following me to Singapore, having bought a ticket to Dubai. Liam shut her down, listing her betrayals. Ryan passed by with his new fiancée, ignoring Emily's breakdown. I didn't take her melodramatic letter. Liam grabbed it. It was a warped retelling of our story. At the airport for my Singapore flight, Emily appeared with a suitcase and a scrapbook, aiming for a rom-com grand gesture. Mark was there to stop her, humiliated. Sarah, the Singapore architect, greeted me with a hug, mentioning our dinner plans. Emily's shock was evident. I told her she'd swapped our unique life for a fantasy now falling apart. Mark pulled her away as she wept. Singapore's amazing. My new apartment has a skyline view and a private pool. Sarah and I have a date lined up. Liam and Jacob are visiting soon. Emily's in therapy. Ryan's engaged. Chloe's a wreck. I'm launching the biggest project of my career, feeling stronger than ever. To Emily, if you're reading this, I hope you find peace. But I'm moving on. Time for my next chapter. What are your thoughts on this story? Do you agree with how it unfolded, or do you have a different perspective? Share your opinion in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our next tales. See you soon.